015 of the Missouri Sunshine Law, members of the City Council who are not physically present in the council chambers can participate and vote on all matters when an emergency exists, and the nature of the emergency must be stated in the minutes. So again, as a special announcement to the agenda notes, the U.S. and the world, and particularly the state of Missouri, by declaration of the Missouri governor, as well as the county executive at this point in time, has directed all citizens to stay at home and limit the gathering. For those in keeping with those orders, City Council is meeting remotely. We would just simply ask that the minutes accurately reflect the reasons why we are meeting remotely.
Thank you, Mr. Hessel. Tonight, I'm going to make a presentation, National Public Works Week proclamation. I'll show a copy of it, and I will read it if you'll bear with me. National Public Works Week proclamation. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of the city of Kirkwood. These infrastructure, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. It is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children of the city of Kirkwood to gain knowledge of and to maintain a progressive interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs. The year 2020 marks the 60th annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association, now / Canadian Public Works Association. Therefore, I, Timothy E. Griffin, Mayor of the City of Kirkwood, on behalf of the Kirkwood City Council, do hereby designate the week of May 17th through the 23rd, 2020 as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association, Canadian Public Works Association, and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and quality of life. All right.
Nice.
So that will be presented. Move on. No public hearings. Now we go to public comments.
The public comments portion of the meeting is an opportunity for the City Council to listen to comments from citizens. It is not a question and answer session, and the mayor may refer any matter brought up to the City Council to the Chief Administrative Officer or City Clerk if action is needed. If there is anyone online who wishes to make a public comment, please click the hand icon in the upper right-hand corner. Any that are hand icons that are selected will be called in the order they are selected. Please state your name and address for the record. Thank you.
Do we have any hands up?
I see no hands.
All right. Seeing none, we will move on the agenda to our consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
You got it, Lori?
Yep.
Okay. Any questions or comments? All right. Seeing none, all in favor of the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion passes. Move on to unfinished business. Bill 10827.
Mayor and Council, this is an ordinance vacating a 15-foot wide right-of-way on a tract of land being part of Section A of Lockwood Gardens, recorded in Plat Book 28, page 16, located in the city of Kirkwood, St. Louis County, Missouri.
Any questions or comments? All right. Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Edmond,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer,
Yes.
Councilmember Ward,
Yes.
Councilmember Wertz,
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo.
Yes.
Bill passes. Bill 10828.
Mayor and Council, this is an ordinance amending the Kirkwood Code of Ordinances, Chapter 17, Article 5, Offenses Concerning Public Peace, by adding a new section, 17-82, Solicitations.
Any questions or comments? All right, seeing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Edmund,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer,
Yes.
Councilmember Ward,
Yes.
Councilmember Wertz,
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo.
Yes.
Bill passes. Bill 10829.
Mayor and Council, this is an ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into a cost-share agreement with the Missouri Highways and Traffic Commission for roadway improvements on Manchester Road from Kirkwood Road to the west city of Kirkwood limits.
All right. On this one, I know some questions came up. I just want to confirm with Russ and Bill, this is not a final agreement. And later on, if the council or someone would want to make potential design changes, that is still possible. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Does this limit us in any way from potentially applying for any grants that would be that could be received for this?
I'm not aware of it limiting us for applying for further grants, no.
All right. I know Councilmember Ward had mentioned maybe having some future conversation at a work session on this, and I think that will happen at some point in time in the near future. So do we have any other questions or comments on this? Let's see, I see Councilmember Edmund.
Yes, thank you. I had asked Bill a couple of questions and really appreciated prompt answers and everything. And I think the city's done a great job getting grants. But I would really like to make a request that we look at CMAQ and STP grants for the sidewalk portion of this and see if they can fit into the construction schedule. I realize there are questions to be answered for it, but I think particularly in this time when, revenue's uncertain, I'd like to see us go after whatever grant money we possibly can, even if we needed to maybe get some temporary staff, either for grant writing or for administering, we'd need to check into that. I wouldn't be opposed to it if it would balance out that it would benefit the city. So would be what I would like to add to the approval of this agreement with MoDOT.
All right. I see another hand, Councilmember Ward.
Yeah, thanks, Ellen, for bringing up those grant opportunities there. And I still have concerns that we've not been presented an option that the city had in place, and that was for an additional turn lane in front of North Middle School. And I'd like for the council to get a complete presentation of the ramifications of that and the cost of that portion of the plan that was withdrawn.
Right. Yeah, we will do.
All right.
Mayor?
Councilmember Lizzo.
Well, I was reading in yesterday's Post, and I don't know that the reporter had any special information about this. And what was quoted was the project from Kirkwood Road east to Big Bend, but I imagine that this project could also be threatened in view of state revenues being down by half and gasoline tax almost the lowest in the nation. I fear that this project could be impacted by state budget cuts, but maybe under the best case scenario, it might be pushed off for possibly a while. So maybe allow time for grant writing and all these other things that are being suggested. So my fingers are crossed that all of this stuff is actually going to go through at some point or another. But I just thought I would throw that out there, that I did read that in something about the Manchester Road project, at least from Kirkwood Road East. So I don't know if this one is scheduled far enough in advance that hopefully things will have normalized and calmed down by the time that it's actually realized. But I just thought I would add that to the whole conversation. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? All right, seeing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
You're on mute.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Edmond,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer,
Yes.
Councilmember Ward,
Yes.
Councilmember Wertz,
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo.
Yes.
Bill passes. Bill 10830.
And Council, this is an ordinance vacating an 8-foot wide easement that exists on Lot 32 of Cranbrook Plat Number 1, recorded in Plat Book 47, page 85, located in the city of Kirkwood, St. Louis County, Missouri.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Edmond,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer,
Yes.
Councilmember Ward,
Yes.
Councilmember Wertz,
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo.
Yes.
Bill passes. Move to new business, Resolution 47, 2020.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution amending and readopting the city of Kirkwood city fee schedules.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
All right.
Oh,
We have
who can I?
Councilmember Edmond and
people said it.
Councilmember Dewey.
Okay.
All right. We have any questions or comments?
Nope.
All right. Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Edmond,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer,
Yes.
Councilmember Ward,
Yes.
Councilmember Wertz,
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 48, 2020.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution accepting the proposal of CMT Consulting Engineers in the amount not to exceed of $59,930 for Department of Natural Resources Owner Supervised Program Assistance, and authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into a contract.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Move approval.
All right. Any questions or comments? Councilmember Edmond.
Oh, I'd just like to ask a question or two. As I understand this, this is like a project orientated, a project orientation for this grant, so that they're going to sort of teach our staff how to get the DNR approvals and make recommendations to our distribution system. Is that to the infrastructure itself that they would be recommending we need changes to meet DNR standards?
I'm going to send this over to Bill Bensing. He's most familiar with the water operations and how this is required by DNR. Bill?
Bill, you're on mute.
Mute.
Bill, you're on mute still.
He's stuck too. And he's
And he's frozen.
Oh dear.
Well, he's not mute, but he's still stuck.
All right.
Here he is.
Yep.
This is becoming a pattern. Chris, are you blocking him?
All right.
I can forego this. I'll find out later.
Yeah, it is a requirement though.
Oh, right. No,
Yeah.
I understand.
Okay. Was there another question, Ellen? Maybe Russ can
No.
answer, or just, okay.
That's fine.
All right.
I'll-
Are there any other questions or comments on this? All right.
No.
Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Edmond,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer,
Yes.
Councilmember Ward,
Yes.
Councilmember Wertz,
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 49, 2020.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution accepting the bid of Mighty Light Incorporated in the amount not to exceed of $22,715, including a contingency of $2,000.58 for the purchase of folding chairs and tables for the Kirkwood Performing Arts Center, and authorizing and directing the Director of Procurement to issue a purchase order.
Is there a motion for approval?
Move
So
approval.
moved. Second.
All right, any questions or comments? All right,
This is so exciting.
I was just gonna say, other than this is exciting, we're ordering furniture.
we'll have a place to sit somewhere in there.
Seems the bar is pretty low.
Yeah. All right,
For exciting?
all right. Seeing no others, a roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Edmond,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer,
Yes.
Councilmember Ward,
Yes.
Councilmember Wertz,
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Another one to be excited about, Resolution 50, 2020.
Yes.
Yeah, this one should really grab you all. This is a resolution accepting the bid of color art in the amount not to exceed of $45,300, which includes a contingency of $2,000.74 for the purchase of lobby furniture for the Kirkwood Performing Arts Center, and authorizing and directing the Director of Procurement to issue a purchase order.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Move approval.
All right, have any questions or comments on this?
I am excited. I've been waiting for this day for 5 years.
Yeah, it's getting close.
And it is getting
It
close.
is.
And if we can
Yeah.
just figure out this darn Corona stuff.
Yeah. Russ, I was listening to you read and I was remembering when you and I don't remember who all went to Iowa to look at a theater there, and when we
Actually, it was
were-
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Yeah, somewhere. Yeah. Yeah.
Iowa was about halfway.
Okay. Yeah. Seems like that was a long time ago.
Mhm.
It was.
All
Russ, you,
right.
Murray, and I went to what, McMurray College, or I don't remember, in Illinois, I thought too.
Yeah, we went to the one in, Lord,
It's not McMurray,
McKendree
McKendree. Yeah.
University.
Yeah.
And looked at their theater there. That's correct, to try and get ideas.
Tim and I were thinking remembering when color art was located in the site of Billy G's restaurant.
Right.
Oh, gosh, that's very true.
Yeah.
All right, roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Edmond,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer,
Yes.
Councilmember Ward,
Yes.
Councilmember Wertz,
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 51, 2020.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution approving a 120-day extension to the approval of ordinance 646 for the final subdivision plat of a 3-lot subdivision known as Conley Estates. A tract of land being the western portion of Lot 21 of East Kirkwood, as recorded in Plat Book 5, page 32, and being in part of the southwest quarter of Section 6, Township 44 North, Range 6 East, in the city of Kirkwood, St. Louis County, Missouri.
Is there a motion for approval?
So
Move
moved.
approval.
All right, do we have any questions or comments? All right, seeing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Edmond,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer,
Yes.
Councilmember Ward,
Yes.
Councilmember Wertz,
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 52, 2020.
And Mayor and Council, this is a resolution approving a 90-day extension to the approval of ordinance 10651 for the final subdivision plat of an 8-lot subdivision on the properties known as 2017 Lily Avenue and 2040 Boaz Avenue in the city of Kirkwood, St. Louis County, Missouri.
Is there a motion for approval?
Move approval.
Second.
All right, any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Edmund,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer,
Yes.
Councilmember Ward,
Yes.
Councilmember Wertz,
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo.
Yes.
Resolution passes. We'll move on to city council reports. I have a couple quick things. On Saturday up at the farmer's market, we're having the Metro Mayors of St. Louis are sponsoring a Mayors for Meals with St. Louis Food Bank. It'll be an opportunity for people to come up and donate food for people who are really suffering during this period. It'll be from 9 to 3. There'll be all across the area. This is going to happen, and I think every location I think is going to have a National Guard truck with a couple members of the National Guard there helping people with their donations. So 9 to 3 this Saturday up at the farmers market. Hopefully we get a lot of donations. Secondly, I had mentioned a few meetings ago about an economic recovery task force or group. Next week, that group is going to have its first discussion. Its member Peg Weathers from the Chamber of Commerce, Donna Poe from SBD, a few staff members, just to share ideas and communications. There's a lot of information out there, and I think the SBD and the Chamber and the city are doing a fantastic job of communicating on all the different programs, funding, and issues regarding this crisis. But this group is kind of going to be a little work in progress to just make sure all communications are being coordinated, and residents and businesses kind of know the lay of the land as things start to open up. And then the other thing is, obviously, it's been announced there'll be an easing of the restrictions in St. Louis County on May 18th, and I know more information will be coming out on that from the county executive, I think tomorrow. So everyone obviously will keep a a close eye on that to see exactly how that will work. And I want to make just one other comment under comments. I get a lot of calls, emails, and questions, and I just want people who might be watching to understand. They're asking, why doesn't Kirkwood open up itself, or why don't you do this or that? And I think it's just important for people to understand that we are under the county executive order. We have to follow that whether we want to or not. And I'm not saying I want to or don't want to. I say that's the order we're under. And so for anyone just wondering why we're not doing our own thing, is we are under the executive order and are legally obligated to follow the executive order of the county executive. Do we have any other city council reports? I see Councilmember Lizzo, you had your hand up.
Yes, well, and speaking of economic recovery and all of that, I believe that there's another proposed or at least talk about more money for cities, localities, possibly some kind of bill being put together. So if any of us wants to contact senators and representatives to encourage that, as we struggle with a reduction in sales and use tax collections here in Kirkwood, and it's impacted our budget. And if council wants to consider again writing a letter as a body, I think now might be a good time to do it, because that a bipartisan, I believe there's bipartisan effort to have direct aid to cities. The previous one that was passed was for cities that were 500,000 population or larger, and we don't qualify for that. We may get funds from St. Louis County through that program, but this one would be directly for cities. So just wanted to mention that. Someone else may mention that Sunday is a very special day. So I want to wish Happy Mother's Day to all moms and anybody who is a caretaker. So I think everybody's face who I'm looking at right now would qualify. But happy Mother's Day.
Very nice. Thank you. Councilmember Edmund, you had your hand up, I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just wanted to make two comments. One, that Mayors for Meals Operation Food Search is working with the mayors on that. They're the food pantry that's involved, and they have really stepped up to delivering food to kids who are not in school from districts that are not handling that. Kirkwood is taking care of it here, and I think we're doing a great job. And also, just to compliment one of our local businesses, Amigos has been sending their food truck once a week to the Meacham Park neighborhood for people who sign up for a free meal. And that, they're continuing that weekly, and it's a big hit. So if any of you, they're not really asking for donations, but if anybody wants to support that, I think it's a great project and a good example of some of the great things about Kirkwood. People just volunteer to pitch in. So that's all I have. Thank you. Stay well, everybody.
Councilmember Ward, you had your hand up.
Yeah, two things. I thought the letter that we issued last time was a pretty effective letter, and we did get a response from Congresswoman Wagner's office that they had signed on to an effort to get additional funding for smaller municipalities. So if we want to just reissue that letter, that would be pretty easy to do. And second of all, I'm concerned that we continue to repeatedly make many of our I would call it gifting ideas for those who have economic problems. We concentrate those in Meacham Park, and we have people with some financial difficulties throughout the city of Kirkwood, and I think we should stop painting that with that same brush in that Meacham Park neighborhood. And be a little more centrally located on our efforts at benevolence.
Thank you. Councilmember Wirtz, you had your hand up.
Yeah, real quick, I wanted to thank the city. They posted a kind of a refresher on bike safety and the rules of the road as it pertains to bicyclists. I know we've got a lot of people out walking around, biking. A lot of these tend to be novices, like some people in my family. So it was just kind of a great refresher, and I would suggest that everyone kind of go check it out. And then I'd also like to remind anyone in a car that you're sharing the road as well with pedestrians and bikes. It's not just their duty, it's anyone in a car to be mindful of your surroundings and obey all the laws of the road. So that's all I've got.
Anything else? All right. Chief Administrative Officer report.
I really don't have a report at this time, Mayor.
All right. City Attorney report.
Nothing to report, Mayor.
All right. City Clerk report.
I have nothing to report, Mayor.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, with that, the next meeting of the City Council, which will again be held Zoom virtually, is 2 weeks from tonight, 7 p.m. on May 21st. This meeting is adjourned.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you all.
Stay safe.
Thank
Goodbye,
you.
everybody.
Bye.